What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Carnage. And I can't even call this one a Madrid hype because this is more of an emergency meeting. I'm very disappointed and I'm very concerned about what's going on at the club. So we're doing something a little bit different. The theme for this stream is not going to be what it usually is on a normal Madrid hype. None of this white, it's red, because we are in a serious state of crisis at this football club. I can't tell you what the fuck is going on. Awful season that we're having at the moment. And there's just so many things to get into. So many reports that are coming out after the embarrassing 3-1 loss to AC Milan last night. And we're going to talk about all of it. But I can tell you this. I woke up this morning. I'm in America. I'm behind you guys in terms of time zone. In the UK, in Europe, you guys are like 5 hours, 6 hours ahead of me. I was thinking that when I woke up, there would surely be a comunicado oficial about Carlo Ancelotti being dismissed. And I wake up to no news, no changes. And I'm fuming. What's happened to Florentino Perez? Has he gone soft? Where are the standards? Somebody has to answer for what's been going on. Last 2 games at the Bernabeu, we've lost on an aggregate of 7-1. Are you fucking kidding me? 1 goal scored, conceding 7. Bro, I've seen us lose 3 games in the span of 2.5 weeks. That's almost as many games as we lost the last 12 months. What is going on at this club? Big up to everybody that's in here. Shout out to everybody that watched the match reaction last night. If you have not checked that out, make sure to do that after this video, because we will be talking about the game from last night. I won't do a whole spiel like how I did on that video, but there's still things that I am seething about. And I can't believe that myself as a Real Madrid fan is here talking about an emergency meeting. Imagine that. This is what Manchester United fans do. This is what Arsenal and them guys, this is their kind of stream. But here I am off the bounce of 2 ass whippings at home. And there's just so many things that are wrong. We'll get into it though, right? I want to say big up to everybody that's in here. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications, right? Big up to Baron says, Arda, please leave. Madrid can't develop youth. We'll talk about Arda Güler in a little bit, but big up. Reelan says, what the F is Mbappe frustrated about? He should volunteer to bench himself at this point. We will get into that because I couldn't believe the reports that I was seeing. Don't worry, bro. We will touch on that for sure. Big up to my guy 2K with that green membership badge. It looks real nice next to your name, my guy. He says, Mbappe ruined my life. Now we have to watch a natural Gyökeres go to another club because we just signed Mbappe. It's sad. Perez's love for Mbappe ruined our lives. I don't believe it's all on Mbappe, but we will get into it. Trust me, bro. What's going on, Anthony? Says, you guys have to sort out that back line moving forward. My club dissected through that midfield and back line yesterday. You guys absolutely cooked us in transition, right? And we're going to talk about that next, actually. So, big up to my guy, Anthony. Let me see. Rafa, yo, what's good, bro? Big up, my guy. And then MD says they need to sack him during the international break. Fuck the international break. The only game that we have before that is Osasuna Saturday morning. Sack him now. Now. I want him gone now. I was somebody that was so patient, right? Everybody, how shit we've been playing this season was like, yo, Carlo out, Carlo out. I'm sitting there like, no, give him time. Carlo's a great manager, right? We know that his CV speaks for itself. He can turn this around. But enough is enough. I can't defend this man anymore. I was saying Carlo out in terms of I want Carlo gone after this season. Now I'm saying Carlo needs to be gone right now. And I think yesterday, That Danny Ceballos substitution when we're down 2-1, that put the nail in Carlo's coffin for me. That's where I lost all faith. But let's talk about it, right? So yesterday, Champions League night at the Bernabeu, going against a very mid AC Milan side. And they cook us. Our defense is shit. What's the point in even playing games anymore? We're getting bent over and spread open. We're getting killed. Lucas Vazquez is the biggest weak link that I think I've ever seen play for Real Madrid. This guy is shit. People talking to me about Lucas Vazquez being a legend at the club. This guy is not a legend. Longevity, being a bench player, does not make you a legend. I'd say he's a good servant to the club. But Lucas Vazquez is not a good football player. He's very mid. This man made Rafael Leao, the Portuguese Marcus Rashford, look like prime Neymar. He was getting overrun. And I told you guys that was going to be the area that they were going to attack. Because the left side of AC Milan's team is pretty good. You got Theo Hernandez, arguably one of the best left backs in the world. And then you got a very pacey Rafael Leao. Lucas Vazquez was never going to be able to contain that side. If I know that, if you know that, why doesn't Carlo know that? We should have started Militao at right back. Put Tchouameni in the back line. But you cannot have a Lucas Vazquez out there. And now, because Danny Carvajal is injured, I got to watch this guy play a majority of the season now. Because we never did what was required and got another option at right back. Lucas Vazquez is a right midfielder / right winger that's being forced to play right back, and he's not doing a good job. I would have rather, you could have even started fucking Camavinga at right back, and I would have took that over Lucas Vazquez. He is trash. Rudiger, Militao, what has happened? The communication between these two, awful. It's like these guys have never seen each other before. Tchouameni, Hawk Chua, you were responsible for those opening 2 goals. What are you doing? Seriously, what is he doing? We got absolutely cooked because of him. I couldn't believe what I saw yesterday from the team. I couldn't believe it. Awful performance. Oh, my God. Chat, man. What you guys telling me, bro? It's just so many things to get into at the moment. And I just... the midfield, bro. The midfield. I've been trying to tell people. Toni Kroos retiring was the worst thing that's happened to us. Literally. This is not having Toni Kroos. This is what happens. We get cooked. No creativity. No playmaking. Carlo, again, setting the team up wrong. Why are we running a 4-4-2 flat? Why not go back to the diamond? Try it out. What do we have to lose? It's not like we've played well. Oh, my God, bro. Valverde did not have a good game either. Reports are saying that he has a back injury. Whatever. Mbappe, if I speak, they'll call me racist. Because what I want to say, I don't think I could get monetized on YouTube. Oh, my goodness me, brother. This guy can't finish to save his life. What the hell has happened to Mbappe's shooting boots? What is his conversion rate this season? My guy has got to be shooting like, converting on like 10% of his shots. He's not effective at all. And I thought yesterday in that first half, he was making the right runs. Mbappe was our best attacking player in that first half. He was the only player that looked dangerous. But what's the point in getting in those positions if every single shot is going to go directly to the keeper? I mean, my God, what has happened to Mbappe? He can't score for Madrid. He barely scores for France. I'm telling you, ever since they played Barcelona last year in the Champions League, this man has lost his powers. What is actually going on? Like, what am I watching? What am I witnessing? Vinicius, aside from the penalty, what did you do? You just walking all damn game, trying to attempt rainbow flicks that aren't working. You look like a dickhead. Like, what are you doing? Overall, awful performance from everybody involved. The only player that I don't really have any smoke for is Lunin. What can he do about those 3 goals that we conceded? Lunin was making big save after big save. If it wasn't for him, we'd have lost 5 or 6-1. But, yo, Tchouameni really let me down. And we got to talk about him in a few minutes. But what the hell happened yesterday? We just died. The boys went out there and died. I can't believe how bad Hawk Chua played. I'm not going to even call him by his proper name. He has to earn that back. He is now called Hawk Chua for that disaster class. For that first goal. Where are you on that header? You're getting bullied in the box. You're supposed to be a big, physical, defensive midfielder. And you're getting bullied by Malik Dow. That second goal. How are you giving the ball up? What is that pass? You're not being pressed. You had all the time in the world. What the fuck is going on? See, this is why I can't be a manager. Because if I was a manager, I'd be walking into that locker room slapping players. Because I would just be too frustrated and I wouldn't be able to to even process the stupidity that I'm seeing. By the way, shout out to my guy Griggs in the group chat that pointed this out. After Tchouameni gave up the ball, watch the entire team. No sense of urgency. Vinicius walking. The ball was given up around the 40-yard line. Where's the tracking back? And then, of course, it would be Alvaro Morata that scores. But fuck this guy, man. But where Carlo really lost me, bro, we are down 2-1. Chat, we are losing 2-1 at home. And I'm thinking, Arda Güler, it's time. Rodrigo, it's time. This manager brought on Dani Ceballos. Carlo Ancelotti out. I've seen enough, bro. Dani Ceballos is shit. Why does this guy play all these minutes? How the hell is Dani Ceballos over in Arda Güler in the totem pole? This guy wanted to leave in the summer, and Carlo begged him to stay. Imagine begging Dani Ceballos to stay at your club. Dani Ceballos! What the fuck is he gonna do? Tell me. I'm losing. I need creativity. I need goal scoring. Let me bring on Dani Ceballos. We're now losing 3-1. Right? They score the third goal. What does Carlo do, chat? You know what? Let's bring on Fran Garcia. I checked his age. Carlo Ancelotti is 65 years old. It's time to retire, blood. What is that trending sound? You guys know it on TikTok. Leave the football before the football leaves you. Carlo, the football has left you. Do the right thing. Retire. Don't even let the club make a decision. You make it for them. You've lost your fucking mind, bro. We've had 3 decent performances this season. We are 4 months into the season. Espanyol, Alaves, Atletico Madrid. Those are the only 3 games that I could say, for a majority of it, we played well. Aside from that, I mean, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Look, I built this lineup yesterday at the end of the game. I built this. Carlo, it's not hard. It's not hard. With the players that he started yesterday, why couldn't we just run this? Why not? Why is Jude Bellingham deeper than Ferland Mendy, Lucas Vazquez, and Modric in that first half? Why? This guy scored how many goals last season? How many? Bro, we're struggling to score. How? Just do this, Carlo. It's not hard. We would have looked a lot better, I think, if we ran the diamond. I think we would have looked a little bit better in that midfield as well. But look, I said a lot more on the match reaction yesterday, right? Again, this is not all that this stream's going to be about. There's a few different things that we got to talk about. So make sure you guys check out the match reaction that I dropped yesterday. But those are just some of the thoughts that I had. Fucking ridiculous, bro. Let me get into your chats and then we'll move on. I don't want to lose my voice, bro. I feel like I'm always freaking losing my voice. Yo, big up to my guy, Temmie. What's going on, bro? I saw your WhatsApp, bro. I'm definitely going to get back to you. I just been like a little bit busy, but big up, my guy. Safir was good, bro. Says, yo, Will, the content's been fire lately. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate everybody that's been supporting. And the thing is, it's kind of bittersweet because the videos are getting a bit more views because of our bad form. But I wish that this was happening with us being on great form. Last season, when I started the channel, nobody was watching and we were cooking. I was so happy last season. I only had my girlfriend watching me. There's like 1 viewer in here. Nobody got to see me happy. It sucks, man. Bro, look, this was what we got to call him. Hawk Chua. Hawk Chua. Until he turns up, he is Hawk Chua from now on. Bro, Ceballos is the best defender. Chill out. You got to be trolling me. You have to be. I don't even know why I clicked that comment. You literally have to be trolling me. Vinny is spoiled. My Ancelotti, he's giving him CR7 treatment, and he's not the man. Don't track back him and M. Booty. You have Arda and Endrick, who desperately wants to prove themselves, but don't get on. Facts. Let me see. Big up to my guy Next. Says, only way Carlo gets sacked mid-season is if we're 10 points behind Barca in La Liga and get knocked out in the round of 16 in the Champions League. Then, look, bro, next we have Liverpool. Our next Champions League game is at Anfield. We are going to get murdered. That might be the game that gets Carlo sacked after Liverpool beat us maybe 5 or 6-1. They are going to destroy us. What Liverpool are going to do to us at Anfield should be illegal in damn near every single state, in every single country. It's going to be bad. We are going to get sacrificed at Anfield. Yo. Oh, my goodness me. But look, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. The board has failed us. Carlo has failed us. Let's just keep it pushing, chat. Let's keep it pushing. Now, I do just want to look at the press conference that we had yesterday, right? Carlo was asked some questions by the media after the game, and I thought we could just run through this real quick and react to some of the things that they probably asked them. Because sometimes these reporters ask the dumbest shit. All right, let's go. Let's go. So, Ancelotti says, we're struggling to find our solidity. All right. Tough spell as a coach. All right. He says, there are difficult periods every year when you have to fight, dig in, and think about things. What is unusual is that this team has been on a fantastic run and it's dropped off very quickly in recent games. That's part and parcel of football. But the good thing is you have Okay, like, who the hell translated this? It's like broken English. But the good thing is you have chance to react quickly. And we have another home game so we can get back to being the team we were last year. Yeah, see, the thing is, Carlo, beating Osasuna is not going to convince me of anything or make me change my mind. I still believe you're not fit for the job anymore. Whatever. Ooh, I like this question right here. Is it unfair for people to question you? He says, I don't think it's unfair. Okay, W Carlo. W Carlo. Because I'm going to be questioning you every single time now. But he says, I think it's to be expected when the team is not producing their best. That is a coach's responsibility. W answer. It's important for all of us to have that sense of responsibility. When we win together. And when it's time to dig in and fight, we have to do that together as well, because that way we are far stronger. We all have to take a step up, and the team is united and together in that sense. Suffering brings the team together and helps you get through the rough patch as quickly as possible. It's good that the players are gutted. It's going to be a very long night, but that's good because it means we are all thinking about how we can improve. I do like this answer. And one thing that I will give Carlo a lot of credit for, chat, is that when he gets criticized, he takes it on the chin. He doesn't try to scapegoat anybody. He doesn't try to make any excuses. No, he mans up. He mans up. So I could give Carlo credit for that. I hate when I see managers trying to gaslight and talk about all the things that he's done well. Carlo does not. He always takes the criticism, and I rate that. So fantastic answer by Carlo. Let me see. Is your message getting through to the players? I don't care about that, honestly. Do opposition teams run more than Real Madrid? Yeah, I mean, we don't do a lot of running. He says we didn't run more than the opposition last year, and we won the Champions League. That's not an issue. It's about being more solid. We have to work together better. We've been unable to deliver an effective group performance. We have to work more on a collective level. You know, actually, I do want to read this about his message because I want to know if the players are just not doing what he's asking. So that actually is a pretty good question. So he says, it's a healthy dressing room. There's a lot of criticism around the attitude and the training session at the moment. You have to accept people's opinions, but we have to focus on the reality, which is that we're not playing well and we want to do better because otherwise we won't be in the mix come the end of the season. We have to fix things and improve defensively. Yo, defensively, we are so shit. We are so bad because that's where the key lies. I have to try and find solutions to put out a more balanced side, but without going too mad with a lot of changes. A few small tactical details can change things. All right, well then, where the fuck are they then? We've been shit since the first game against Mallorca. Where are the tactical changes, Carlo? It's been 4 months, and we've only had 3 good games. We have played less decent matches than we have months into the season. Do you believe this team will compete for trophies? This is a dumb question. This is a dumb question. What is Carlo going to say? No, we're done. The season's over. No. That's for fans to say. If I read this question and Carlo tells me, yeah, it's not looking good for trophies, the season's probably over in that aspect, I will lose my mind. That's for me to say. That's not for the manager to say in November. He says, we have faith this team is going to improve and compete in every competition, just like it always has. Good answer. Valverde substitution. Yeah, because Valverde was hooked at halftime, right? Him and Hawk Chua, they were hooked off at half. He says, having people's opinions on social media isn't easy. I took him. Oh, by the way, did you guys see? Fede Valverde's wife came out and said, stop playing him on the right wing. He is a double pivot kind of player. His wife tweeted that. One, I hate when people's girlfriends and wives tweet. Shut up. Don't care. If you are Valverde's girl, I think it's his girlfriend. If you're his girlfriend, why the hell are you tweeting, criticizing the club? Because all that you're doing is putting him in a bad position. That's exactly why Carlo just said, having people's opinions on social media isn't easy because his girl opened up her mouth. Shut up. Like, do you think if Vinicius was my brother, do you think I would be on here talking like this right now? No, because of course the club monitor these things. And if she watched the game, which she probably wasn't, she was probably just taking pics for Instagram, then she would know Valverde wasn't even really playing on the right wing. He was in right midfield. We have no right side threat. Do I agree? Maybe he is better in the pivot. Sure. But that's not for you to say. You're putting him in a very tough spot because now the club's going to want to know, yo, why is your girl tweeting this, bro? That might be a conversation that he has to have now with the manager. Because you think she knows ball? Fuck no. Valverde probably comes home after training, and Valverde at night probably like, yo, this guy, Carlo, not using me right. Carlo got me on the right. I'm supposed to be in the pivot. He's probably frustrating or venting his frustrations, and then here she go tweeting it. Oh. Let me pull up the tweet real quick, actually. Let me pull up that tweet. Hold on. Like, why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. Look, it's in Spanish, okay? Me no speaky Spanish. English. But it says, Fede Valverde's wife via X. Fede plays best as a pivot. When are they going to understand that he is not a winger? Why the hell would you say this? I should be saying that. Fans should be. You should not be saying this. That's exactly why Carlo answered the way that he did about Valverde's sub. Chat, look at it. Having people's opinions on social media isn't easy. That is a clear indirect to Fede Valverde's girl. He says, I took him off because he wasn't 100%. He had a back issue and he didn't look quite right physically. And then what is this? Tactical rigor of Italian football? Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. What you guys think about Carlo's press conference, though? Right? Let me get into some of your chats, then we'll move on to the next thing. Yo, big up to Jose. He says, why did they take my guy Endrick out of Palmeiras? If it wasn't to make him play, give me back my Endrick. Yeah, we are going to talk about Endrick's lack of game time because it's criminal. It's criminal. Now, this is getting old, bro. He always takes the blame, but don't do shit about it. Don't matter. They said the atmosphere in training is of revenge. And yesterday they came out and looked like they just woke up. Yeah, that's true. That's true. 2K, that's a good point. They were talking about, oh, Real Madrid have anger in their eyes after the El Clasico ass whipping that Barcelona gave them. After the Ballon d'Or snub for Vinicius. Real Madrid have revenge. And what kind of revenge and anger is that? If that's revenge and anger, I don't ever want to see us be angry again. That's an excellent point, 2K. I agree. If I'm Arda Güler, if Carlo is still the manager come January, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. That manager does not rate him. We'll talk about that in a second. That match made my heart hurt. Had to turn it off. Yeah, man. Not good at all, bro. Yo, big up to Wiz. Says, Leao destroyed Lucas Vasquez. I have to admit that. Yeah, look, man. The Portuguese Marcus Rashford was at the Bernabeu cooking. Imagine that. That's what I'm saying. Like, shut up. Attend the matches. Take your Instagram pics. Watch the kids. And shut up. You're never supposed to put your partner in a bad position at work. If Valverde gets benched or they now sell him, it's going to affect her, right? Did you see Garnacho's brother tweets? Bro, I saw Garnacho's brother tweet about how Ten Hag... Bro, but Garnacho is shit. That's the difference. Garnacho in 2 years is going to be at Getafe. Is going to be at Las Palmas. That's his level. So, and plus he's a United player. I don't care about Megan Rapinoe that's on their wing. Trans 17. He's garbage. Yeah, yo, bro. Yo, Gundo's wife did it. I think Thiago Silva's wife got a big-ass mouth. Oh, my God. The amount of times that she criticizes her husband's employers on social media is crazy. 2K, it's very different, bro. It's very different. See, if she was a regular fan, then what she's saying isn't a problem. The fact that this is your husband's livelihood or your boyfriend's livelihood, you should not be putting tweets like this out there. You should not be putting Fede Valverde in that kind of position. Trust me, the fans already know what's not going right at the club. You don't need to pile on. You think Carlo Ancelotti made that comment because of what I'm saying or because of what big accounts are tweeting? No, he's indirecting Valverde's girl. No, you're out of your mind, bro. You're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. Big up to Victor, says, you think Madrid not playing against Valencia kind of messed up their rhythm or not having the opportunity to go against a weak Valencia side to gain? Nah. If anything, that was actually a benefit to us not playing Valencia because the players got an extra few days of rest. That allowed Rodrigo to be ready for this game. That allowed Rudiger to heal from his injury to be fit for this game. So, nah, not really, bro. To be honest, I don't necessarily think so. But look, man, let's move forward because I'm not trying to lose my voice here, bro. But I probably am. You know what I'm saying? I probably am. But, all right, next thing that we got to talk about. So, there's been reports coming out after last night that Mbappe is frustrated at Real Madrid because he doesn't want to play as the 9. And I'm here to tell you, I don't care. If you don't want to play the 9, then leave. What did you come here for then? What you thought? You were going to come into this team and displace Vinicius, our best player, to accommodate you? Fuck no. When you made the choice to come to Real Madrid, you made the choice to play central. I don't want to hear you talk about you're upset on the 9. And the thing is, I've given Mbappe a lot of credit because there hasn't been any reports until this one about him being unhappy, about him not wanting to play the 9 role. There's been no reports. He's been given all the right answers, right? Everybody at the club seems to really like him. So I'm going to try and take this report with a grain of salt. I'm not going to just assume that this is factual. But let me tell you something right now, bro. If this is true, I don't give a fuck. Leave. Hand in a transfer request. Because Vinicius is our best player. Vinicius is the guy that led us to a Champions League just last season. Vinicius has earned the 7, and he's earned being the undisputed left winger. As shit as he's been so far this season, that is Vinny's spot. If Vinicius is fit, and if he is in the starting 11, he is on that left wing. So you should have never came to Real Madrid if you didn't want to play the 9. You knew that we needed a 9. We didn't need a left winger. Since last season, we needed a 9. Benzema went to Saudi, and Jude stepped up, played in that false 9/10 role, and it worked. We also had Joselu. Big up to my guy Joselu, by the way. Legendary loan. But Joselu was never the level of player to be starting week in, week out for Real Madrid. So we knew this summer we needed a striker. You joining Real Madrid, you made the choice. Fix up. And the thing is, I don't even believe that Mbappe's been that bad in the 9. He's making the right runs. He's putting himself in good scoring positions. This guy just cannot put the ball into the back of the net. His shooting boots are nowhere to be found. I said it yesterday. This is not the Mbappe that we saw at PSG scoring all those goals. This is not the Mbappe that's top 10 in goal scoring in Champions League history. This is some bootleg Mbappe. This is Mbappe from Wish, Mbappe from Temu. Because what the hell has happened to this guy? And it's not like he's just not performing for Real Madrid. He's not performing for France either. Did you watch the Euros? Even before he got injured, he wasn't doing shit. After the injury, he wasn't doing shit. This guy, form-wise, has fallen off a cliff. When he gets chances on the left wing, he misses. When he gets chances on the right, he misses. When he gets chances centrally, he misses. This guy is just not clinical anymore. I don't know what's going on because we are putting him in some really good positions. But every single time this guy shoots the ball, it's going directly to the keeper. Directly to the keeper. Like yesterday, he was making those good runs in the first half. He was looking like our best attacking player. And every single time he shot the ball, it was right at Mike Maignan. I don't even think Maignan had to dive on any of his shots because it was directly at him. That's the issue with Mbappe right now. But if you don't want to play in the 9, fair enough. Goodbye. Goodbye. I've won Champions League. Last season, I won the Champions League and La Liga and the Spanish Super Cup while you were at PSG struggling. Don't need you. Mbappe has no credit in the bank here. Everything that he did for PSG, fantastic. You didn't do it for me. Let me tell you what Vinicius has done. Vinicius came in about, 6 years ago. This guy was so mid. His decision-making, awful. His finishing, awful. All that Vinicius had was pace, a little bit of flair, decent technically, but his overall game, very raw. And the fact that we've now seen this guy develop into arguably the best player in the world is nuts. There's no way that Mbappe could be expecting to play on the left. The only way that I'd be cool with that is if Vinicius is okay with it. But for me, Vinny gets preferential treatment over Mbappe. There's no way. So we know that not every single time you see reports like this, it's true. And again, all the reports coming out of Madrid say that Mbappe is usually the first to show up, one of the last to leave. He's doing whatever Carlo asked him to do. He's not complaining. So I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But if this is true, brother, hand in that transfer request. Maybe you can go to Manchester United. You can start on the left wing at any other team in the world. Go. We'll get a nice big fee for you. Y'all want Mbappe? $300 million. Right? Maybe. Shit. You could probably go to Chelsea. Chelsea wants you? Give me Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez. Plus like $50 million. Let's work something out if Mbappe is feeling frustrated. But you want to know what? I'm feeling frustrated. I am frustrated, Mbappe. I'm frustrated with the fact that you're a free signing. We didn't have to pay for you, yet I want a refund. I'm frustrated that your shooting is so shit. I'm frustrated that you're out there walking for most of the game. Talking about you're fed up. I'm fed up. The Madrid fans are fed up. I might as well have no striker than have you out there. How ineffective you've been. I'm frustrated that we're 4 months into this season and you've only played one good game, and that was against Alaves. You've done fuck all in every other match. I am frustrated. The fans in the chat are frustrated. The fans at the stadium that are paying hundreds of euros to watch you play live are frustrated. You're on $600K a week. I don't want to hear about you being fed up. Shut up and make it work. I don't care, bro. You want to know what else frustrates me? You know what? Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. But let's let Thierry Henry explain a few things. So look at this breakdown real quick. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds. Fair use. I'll pause it and react to some different things. But let me tell you why I'm frustrated. Look at
often than not, Bellingham trying to make the run, trying to make the team play, running in behind. That's him again trying to break the line. That's your 9. That's your 10. Again, who's going to make the run in behind? Who's going to try to go? It's him. It's
Bellingham is making runs in behind. Mbappe's not. What are we doing? I'm frustrated, brother. Let's keep going.
Bellingham going, not your number 9. Again, who's making the box?
Bellingham again, making the run.
Him again. And I think there is a little frustration. And this one for me is actually...
Look at the run from Jude. And look at where Jude is starting from. That's my issue with Carlo. Why the fuck is Jude Bellingham that deep? Why? But look at the run from Jude. Watch Mbappe.
Look at your 9.
Look at him. Walking.
Look at on the other side. Same. Your 9 is not going. Your 10-ish is going.
What is going on? Mbappe, you're fed up. We are fed up.
And I know it can happen sometimes, but not all the time. Every single time. This is why I'm trying to say that I know he's not the number 9. I know this is not what maybe he likes to do. But
look at Jude again. Look at Jude again. Look at Jude again. Look at Jude again.
Like to try to stretch a team. He'll do it because he has to do it because design.
And you want to know what's so crazy, chat? We don't even got to finish that. You want to know what's so crazy? Is that I give Mbappe a little bit of grace because, yes, is he better on the left wing? Absolutely. So he is being played out of position. But as I said to start, I don't care. You made the choice to come here knowing where you would play. And if tell me what's happened. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? We are fed up, Mbappe. Don't really care if you are, to be honest. You have 600,000 reasons a week to not be fed up. Let's keep it going, though, guys. I don't got that much time, and I still got a lot of other things to get into. Big ups to everybody that's in here. Keep putting your chats in, right? And make sure that you guys smash and like the video. So, next thing that we got to talk about, this guy, Tchouameni, man like Hawk Chua, after dropping a disaster class against AC Milan, come to find out, this guy is now injured. He sprained his ankle, and he's going to be out for at least a month. Now, I see some people who are celebrating this, who are saying he's shit anyways. We're never going to celebrate somebody being injured. And you guys know, I rate Tchouameni very highly. He's a player that I think is one of the best in his position. Yes, he's not been at the required levels this season. But who has for us? Except for maybe Courtois. Who has played really well for us this season? So, I don't want to go in on Tchouameni that much. Mistakes happen. It's football. No player is perfect. But he did cost us yesterday. Nonetheless, I still believe that Tchouameni is one of the best DMs in the world. I still do rate him. And now that he's injured, let's not act like this is not a harmful thing to our team. Yes, Camavinga will be starting now in his place. But I believe that Tchouameni is just better defensively. I don't view Camavinga as a 6. I view Camavinga as an 8. Because his ball progression, that's arguably his best trait. And if I need you to stay back to defend, how can I ask you to then ball progress? That's going to leave a hole. So I like Camavinga more as a left mid. But nonetheless, we're not going to have Tchouameni. And we have some pretty big games coming up. A couple, right? And I mean, to be honest, we've been so shit this season that even the teams that are in the bottom half of La Liga are technically big games. Because we've had a pretty easy start to this season, and we've not really dominated any of them. So the games that Tchouameni is more than likely going to miss is Osasuna, which is this Saturday. Then Leganes, after the international break, he's going to miss Liverpool, Getafe, and then he could possibly be back for Athletic Bilbao. And the thing is, I would say we would need a Tchouameni if we're going to be going to Anfield. We need all the defensive help that we can get. That Liverpool game really makes me nervous. I was so excited when we got announced for the Champions League pot and I saw Liverpool. I was like, yo, that's going to be an excellent game. Now, after seeing what Liverpool did to Bayer Leverkusen, I don't think that's going to be an excellent game. I think that's going to be a sacrificial ass whipping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are about to get cooked. And now we're missing one of our DMs. So here's the thing. The reason why Tchouameni being injured matters so much is because now, God forbid, Rudiger or Militao get an injury. There's no Tchouameni to cover. There's no Danny Carvajal to cover, as we've seen the last 2 seasons. We're going to have to play Jesus Vallejo in that back line now. Because the club last summer dropped an absolute stinker and didn't get us any reinforcements. So now, with both of the covers that we had in case a center back got injured being out, we literally have to pray to God that Rudiger and Militao stay fit. And the thing is, they've been so shit that doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, of course it does, right? I don't want to have to go into Anfield with Jesus Vallejo in that back line. Even though a few seasons ago, Vallejo did have a big performance against Man City. Okay, I do want to call that out. But does that fill me with confidence? No. We are so cooked defensively. How many goals have we conceded this season? We conceded 7 in the last 2. I think we conceded 9 in the last 3, if I'm not mistaken. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, man? Ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, man. God be with us, bro. God be with us. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat, and then we'll get on to the last few stories before we get on out of here. Let me see. Ronaldo's sister was infamous for tweeting about Messi. No, see, that's different. Tweeting about another player is different than Ronaldo's sister criticizing his boss. Right? Like, if you want to talk about another team and another, that's fine. But to criticize the boss, the owners, whatever, is crazy to me. Let me see. After seeing that anger tweet, I bet $50 on Real Madrid and they lose. You did not do that. I do not believe you. I do not believe you. Congratulations on, yo, big up to everybody that helped me get to 3K, man. Shout out to everybody that's subscribed, that's liking the videos, that's getting in the live chats. Stream, chat, man. Every single time. I appreciate it so much. 3K is crazy. 5K next. Hopefully real soon, you know? That's the goal to reach. So big up to my guy 2K, man. It's a good day. I will leave it at that. You guys know why. Get out of here, DM. And Booby's entitlement. That is crazy. How long until Arda wants out? We're going to talk about Arda Güler next. That will be the next thing that we talk about. So, no problem. Let me see. Mbappe needs to be sold. I don't see his role in this Madrid team. Plus, it was Perez's obsession with signing the turtle. The turtle is crazy, bro. TJ says Endrick and Güler must start. I would definitely bench Mbappe. He should not start against Osasuna. Endrick and Arda Güler need to start that game. All right. Let's keep it going because I'm seeing the Arda Güler talk, and let's get into it. So, Real Madrid, the hierarchy, they share the same concerns that we do. They don't understand why Arda Güler and Endrick are not getting more minutes. And I think it's just a simple thing if Carlo does not trust young players. And with how bad we've played, I think he feels like the big players need to be out there to fix it. But they're not fixing it. They're making it worse. That's the issue that we have. I think if we were out there dominating teams, if we were beating people 3-0, 4-1, if we were comfortably cooking teams, yeah, I think Arda Güler and Endrick would play a lot more. They would get subbed on. But I feel like Carlo's point of view is if we're struggling and if we're losing, he doesn't trust them to come on. And I think that's the issue that I have with Carlo. Since last season, I've been complaining about Arda Güler not getting any minutes. You guys know, I was somebody that always called out about Arda just holding bench. Last season, I complained about Dani Ceballos being subbed on before Arda. And I thought this season, things would be different. I thought this season, especially after the great Euros that Arda Güler had and the great preseason that Arda Güler had, I thought surely he's going to get more minutes. Then Brahim Diaz got injured for a month, and I was like, yo, Arda Güler is going to get a lot more minutes. And he did not. I don't know what it is, but I do not believe Carlo actually rates Arda Güler or Endrick. But the reason that I'm focusing on Arda is because he's been here for a year now. It's the second season. Endrick's just coming in from South America, first time playing European football. I definitely expected him to be brought on a lot slower. But Arda has been a huge disappointment in terms of his playtime. And if I'm him, like I said, chat, if I am Arda Güler at the end of December, if Carlo Ancelotti is still the manager, I am requesting a transfer out of the team. Whether that's a loan or a permanent deal. Because Arda is not going to develop into the player that we all know he will be underneath this manager. I think Arda Güler is a generational talent. I think he is the best attacking midfielder that we have. You're telling me yesterday he couldn't change that game? You're telling me that bringing on Arda Güler at 2-1 wouldn't have been a great idea? This guy is arguably our best free kick taker. He's great on corners. He has a shot from outside the box. And he's creative as well. He could pick out a good pass. What does Dani Ceballos do that Arda Güler cannot? Tell me. And then, as far as Endrick is concerned, I forgot that Endrick played for us. When's the last time he played? Up until yesterday, they showed Endrick and Arda warming up. I said, oh shit. I forgot that Endrick was at this club. This guy hasn't played in like over a month. It's been like 4 or 5 games that Endrick in a row has not played in. Arda Güler, another DNP. And this is why this manager has lost me. Because he's moving like a pussy. And Carlo has tricked me. I thought he was going to be able to make the hard decisions. Why is Mbappe playing 90 minutes every game, even though he's been dropping stinkers? Why? Bring on Endrick. He can't do any worse. Why is Arda Güler not starting games? Why is he not getting a lot more minutes? Why? What's the point in even bringing them? You're not going to use them. Let them go play at Castilla. Let them at least get some game time somewhere. But you're wasting their time. Look, the report says Real Madrid are worried to the maximum with the management of Arda and Endrick. They see Güler showing good signs in the minutes he plays, and then they see him not get minutes for 3 straight games. The worst part is that inside the club, it doesn't look like Arda's situation will change under Carlo Ancelotti. It's just absolutely crazy to me, the mismanagement of this player. I do believe that Carlo, he just doesn't feel like in tough moments he can rely on these players. I mean, like, look at Barcelona. 1 second, chat. Like I said, look at Barcelona. Look at Arda Güler, Casado, right? Like Lamine Yamal. Who else? Kubarsi, Alejandro Balde. All the young talent that Barcelona are playing, and they're doing well. So why can't we just show a little bit more faith in the youngsters that we paid for? Arda Güler, he's not developing properly here. And I agree with the club, and I'm glad that they are also concerned about it. There's no reason for him to be behind Dani Ceballos in the pecking order. That, to me, is actually criminal. It really is. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is just nuts. Man, we got a lot of Barca fans in here really just loving this. It's all right. Look, it's a long season. Laugh now, cry later. He needs to be sold. I think you got to talking about Mbappe, right? All right. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind on chats. 1 second, guys. My goodness me. Big up to everybody that's in here, by the way. Please tell me Carlo is no longer our coach. Well, I got bad news for you, bruv. Yeah, we'll talk about him next. We will talk about him next. Good call out. He must have a 90-minute clause. I doubt it, though. I highly doubt that the club would ever agree to something like that. Like, that would just be nuts, in my opinion. So bad. You need Enzo. We'll take Valverde off you. Nah, it's okay, bro. Not for that kind of deal. Immediately, no. Absolutely not. Are you crazy? Valverde for Enzo. Straight trade. Stay off the weed. But yeah, let's move on though, guys. A few more things that I do want to talk about, right? And it's actually kind of funny because it goes to what my guy Adam was saying in terms of what we need in that midfield. Now, chat, what have I been saying since the summer? I know a lot of you guys may be new to my channel, but I've been calling out a lot of shit since the summer. And when I called out about how our squad is so imbalanced, people actually had the nerve to tell me, you can't complain because you got Mbappe. Okay. So then, how come nobody is saying, Carnage, Will, you're right. We were wrong to tell you not to criticize what's going on. How come nobody can say that to me? Why not? You see, I called all this out. And this next story, to me, is just super interesting because, look, read this report. Real Madrid are worried about the central position after Kroos left an even bigger void than anticipated. This will be looked at in the 2025 summer window. Why the fuck wasn't it looked at in the 2024 summer window? Why wasn't it looked at then? When I was on stream calling for us to go out there and get a similar midfielder of Toni Kroos's profile. Why was this not called out then? I told you guys, Toni Kroos retiring was going to be the biggest issue that we had. Look at that midfield. No deep line playmaker. We're struggling to create chances. And there's nobody in the side that has that kind of skill set. So what are we going to do? This should have been addressed from last summer. The board have really let us down. And yes, I do think that Carlo has mismanaged the side. I do believe that even though Toni Kroos is there, we should not look as shit as we have been this season, right? I believe that that's up to the manager to find a system that gets the best out of a majority of our players. But I tried to tell people, when Carlo came out the first week of August and said, our squad is closed, no more outgoings, no more incomings, I couldn't believe it. On stream, I called it out. I said, why are you telling us with a month left in the transfer window that we're done making signings? Why? We knew that we needed a center back, right? Nacho fucked off to Saudi. David Alaba is still seriously injured. All that we have is Rudiger and Militao. I'm not even counting Jesus Vallejo. He's shit. You might as well throw me in the back line. I called out that we need a right back because Danny Carvajal is not getting any younger. And now he suffered a major injury. So now we're out there playing with a right winger / right mid at right back that's been getting exposed every single time he starts. I said Toni Kroos has just retired. How come we're not going out there and trying to get a player that fits the profile of a Toni Kroos? I called this out. Now, there's nobody available in world football that has the same qualities to what Toni Kroos does. But there's players that have similar profiles. Go get me Enzo Fernandez next summer. Chelsea don't seem like they want him. He's lost his starting place. Enzo Fernandez, I think, would cook at Real Madrid with the personnel that we have around him. I agree with people that say, oh, well, Enzo Fernandez, he's a flop at Chelsea. I agree with that. They spent $105 million on him, and it's just not worked out. And I think, yes, he has not looked the best, but I think it's more so to do with the system, what he's been asked to do. And I believe he's just not suited to the Premier League. Bring him in the club in the summer. I'm telling you, Enzo Fernandez will cook for us. He is the Toni Kroos replacement. His skill set, deep line playmaker, excellent passing range, good on the ball. That's stuff that we need. But look, I'm glad that the club have now figured out that, yeah, losing a generational midfielder is going to be an issue for the team. Yeah, I'm glad that in November they have now discovered this big revelation. Like, oh my God, who would have thought? I didn't know that losing Toni Kroos was going to be a big deal. Oh my God, like they're actually surprised. Okay. Trust me, I was calling this out, bro. I was calling this out. And, you know, I do kind of, because I have to go, guys. So I do want to get into this last story, right? And we got to talk about the right back situation because, as I said, man, Lucas Vazquez has literally been a liability in that back line. And with no Danny Carvajal here, we are truly fucked on that right side of our defense. Because just like how you saw yesterday, right, with him getting cooked against the Portuguese Marcus Rashford, is the same way that he's going to get cooked every single time we go against a good team with a good left winger. Rafinha cooked him. We got to go play Liverpool. Luis Diaz is going to cook him. Cody Gakpo is going to cook him. We got to play big games. Nico Williams, when we go against Athletic Bilbao, is going to cook him. And now we urgently need a right back in January. We can no longer wait. We cannot wait until the summer. We need that now. Now, there's a few options, right? We've talked about Trent a lot. You guys all know. I believe that if we can sign Trent in January, if he has not extended his contract with Liverpool come January, that's a deal that you must do. You must absolutely go out there and try and sign Trent middle of the season. I don't think Liverpool would want to lose him for free, but that's going to be a very hard deal to get done. So I don't even want to continue talking about Trent. I've talked about him damn near every single week. It's actually getting boring now. What I want to talk about is the kid from our academy, Jesus Vortia, because he's a player that we can use right now. I don't have to wait until January. He can be brought into the first team now. And I've been seeing a lot of reports talking about how good of a player he is, talking about how the club view him as generational. Well, if they view him and rate him that highly, I expect to see Jesus Vortia starting against Osasuna. I want to see Lucas Vazquez benched. Start him. If he can't start against Osasuna, then all these reports about how good he is, stop reporting them. But here's the thing, though. Very similarly to what we talked about with Arda and Endrick, do you actually think Carlo's going to play this kid? No. So what's the point? We're not even playing the kids that we paid big money for. You think he's going to play a kid from the academy? If you are a youngster at Real Madrid's academy, I think that you're at the wrong club if you're trying to break into that first team. Like, if I had a kid that was really good, and if top clubs around Europe wanted to sign my kid, he's not going to Real Madrid. And I'm saying that as a Real Madrid fan. Now, maybe Carlo will be forced to use this kid, but give him a chance. Because at right back, it cannot get much worse than what I'm seeing at the moment. But from everything that I hear, he has a lot of potential. He's very good on the ball. He's good at defending. He can overlap. He can cross. He can shoot. He can create. So let's see what he can do. Will Carlo play him? Probably not. But I think this could be an option to fix our right back issues. We don't have to wait until January to get this kid. He's there now. He's already training with the first team. And reports came out today. I saw a screenshot. Real Madrid have registered him for the Champions League as well. So he'll be available for the Champions League games. But the issue that I have is the manager. Will he play him? More than likely, no. So all these reports are for nothing. I expect to see Lucas Vazquez still start a majority of these games. So it's like, what's the point? But yeah, man, let me know what you guys are thinking about this. Let me get into your comments, bro. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Try to get in as many before we hop on off. Let me see. Big up to everybody that's in here, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Madrid are crumbling under this pressure, and it's just going to get worse, knowing Perez isn't going near the January window. I mean, it's true. We don't spend money in the middle of the season. And if we don't spend money in January, that's going to tell me everything that I need to know in terms of what my expectation should be for the rest of the season. If we do not spend money in January, it's over. The last time we made a signing in January, I think it was 2020, when we brought in the Brazilian Reinier from Flamengo. He flopped. We spent like 35 million on him. He was supposed to be like in that Rodrigo, Vinicius like period. He was the third Brazilian that we signed that we thought was going to cook for us. He's flopped. But yeah, we don't do deals in the middle of the season. Last season, with all the injuries that we had, with us being so depleted, we still didn't do deals in the middle of the season. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to think that we'll start spending money now. Let's see. Big up to my guy, David. His 2032? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that then, bro. I don't know. It's this instrumental, Watch the Moon. It's like a drill kind of instrumental. It's tough though. I'm glad that you like it because you asking about it. Yeah, look, it's gonna be very hard, especially because Liverpool are top of the league. They might risk losing him for nothing. And to be honest, if they win the league, this guy might sign a new contract. So I think if he has not signed a new deal in January, I think that Real Madrid should be very aggressive about trying to sign him in January. Because if he stays, there's a bigger chance that he might end up getting a new deal that he accepts. You watch him play? All right, fair enough. Let me see. Will, months ago, I asked you to watch his comps way before the reports. I watched under 19 games. He was cooking. Yeah, I'm going to check him out a little bit more. Let me see. I missed your first comment. Yo, David, it's a lot of comments coming in, bro. So my apologies, my guy. It's just a lot. Yo, big up Omar. What's going on, bro? Vinny and Rodrigo, Vinny and Mbappe. I agree. Vinny and Rodrigo, that duo won me a Champions League. So Mbappe's done nothing in a Madrid shirt yet for me to disagree with that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, hopefully Carlo plays the kid. But, yo, I'm going to end this here, guys. Big up to this. I don't even know. It's a little bittersweet, man. But it is what it is, yo. Big up to everybody that's in here, right? Make sure that you guys smash that like button. When I end this stream, it will redirect you to the watch along that we're doing later. We're going to be doing Inter versus Arsenal. That game has a possibility to be a snooze fest, but it also has a possibility to be a banger. So we will be live in a few more hours. But yeah, I'm going to end this here for now, guys. Big up to your damn selves. W chat as always, man. Shout out to everybody that's gotten me to 3K. And we're going to keep growing. But I need these results to turn around ASAP because my mental health, I don't think I could do it. But yo, catch you guys in a bit, people. Peace.